live. Let me turn that down. And we're about ready to go. How are we all? Are we all having another cosy evening in the most haunted kitchen? We certainly are. Thursdays now more when Blackadder was in the 80s. Do you know what? I love Blackadder. Absolutely love Blackadder. I worked with Rowan Atkinson a few times when we did. I was a camera up on Mr. Bean, and I have to say he was a miserable old sod, which I don't know why. Hugely successful man, and he should be very happy, but he wasn't. Something missing. Who knows what? Anyway, I hope everyone's right. Thank you, Karl, for yesterday's, last Saturday's Accrington. That's Eden 4th. Great to see. Do you know what? I'm going to start this with a huge thank you to everyone who attended the Accrington Most Haunted Experience last Saturday and also last night. It was absolutely fantastic. It was nerve-wracking to start be the first paranormal events company to come back, because everyone's watching you, and when all eyes are upon you, you just know there are people out there who just want you to make a mistake. But I've got to say, and hats off to Jenny Bryant, because she organised it superbly, and there isn't anyone that could have done that any better in the world. And all the guests, fantastic. They really, they embraced what we had to do, and it's difficult with all of this 2 meters, 1 meter, whatever. It's just fantastic. Everyone was brilliant. The team were just superb. I mean, we do have the best paranormal team in the world anyway, but and Jenny, she organised the whole thing brilliantly. And also last night, it's a midweek one, which is different in its output, but just absolutely brilliant. She did a great job. And a huge thumbs up to Jenny, because I always remember when we first met each other, it was in a car park in York. And we were about to do Stonegate, and we hit it off immediately. Jenny and I did. It was Stuart, myself, Jenny, and Mike was there as well. And I think Jenny was quite nervous, because the first time she'd worked with us on anything, and we just had so much fun. She's just a great bit, and who would have known from that point on to now, where she's in charge of one of the most successful paranormal events company in the UK, if not the world. I think it's brilliant. Well done, Jenny. A huge respect from all of us here to you, and you deserve it. You really do deserve it, because it's anyway. We caught a ghost of Accrington after you left last night. Posted the video on Accrington Facebook site. Oh, that's cool. What time did you leave? I left at crumbs. I think I didn't leave. I was still there when the team was still there, so I didn't leave until I think most people had gone. I think Ruth may have still been there, but everyone else had gone. We were supposed to have finished at midnight. I don't think I left there until it must have been 20 past 12, half past 12. But it's great that you caught a ghost there. And I can't wait to see it. I've not seen it yet, but I can't wait. Hello, lovely Scotland. Who's there? All right, this is Hannah. I've watched these as a 17-year-old who's grown up with Most Haunted. I find it hilarious, and all the middle-aged women who flirt over the internet. Keep flirting, it makes me feel good. Thanks, Karl, for keeping us entertained. Hannah, I will always keep you entertained as much as I possibly can. I don't know if did many people see the little wild. Oh yes, thanks for this is Claire Wall. Thank you for the wildlife watching. Ruth is just saying, you left at gone 12:20. So there's proof of when I left. But I can't wait to see the things. Anyway, this is from Katie Lester. Hello, Katie. How are you, darling? Hope you're well. Jenny, you are awesome. Hope to meet you and Karl and Yvette again sometime. Shame I couldn't have gone. We will all meet up again. We will all meet up again. Higgy Pop, the lovely Higgy Pop from a camper van in a field in Devon. The sun is finally back. You lucky person, Steve. Are you there on your own, or do you have the delightful lady with you? My paranormal sis. Oh, it must be lovely just to be in the middle of a field in a camper van with the sun shining in sunny Devon. Love it. Yeah. So who did? Donna Davis. When are you film again? Well, we're kind of starting to get ready to start filming again soon, because we've got one series which you haven't seen yet, and we're halfway through the next series. So there's lots more to come up. Hello from Florida, Kathy. How are you in Florida? How's lovely Florida? I hope it's better than the crappy weather we've got here at the moment. It's always sunny in Florida, apart from when it's not. Oh yeah, sadly, your paranormal sis is working and not here. No, but loving some proper time outdoors after so long. Yeah, do you know what, Steve? It's lovely to be outside and to actually not have any guilt about it. All right, yes. MJ, this is what I was asking. If anyone watched the wildlife camera, MJ says, absolutely love the wildlife footage. If you haven't seen it, when we finish here, have a look. It's about, I don't know, 40 minutes worth, I think. I've just a locked off camera I've put in our wood. We've just to see what runs past it. And there's more. I've got part 2, which we'll be putting up very soon. I've also got part 3 and 4, because I've been running it for a few weeks. So I'm going to start putting them up more and more and more if you guys want to see them. And just watch him. I don't interfere. I don't interfere with the wildlife, madam. No, I don't interfere. It's just literally the footage that you see, because last thing you want to hear is me talking over stuff. So I did an opening piece on the first one just to explain what I was doing. And I just wanted to share with you all this beauty that surrounds us, and it's just lovely. Anyway, that's MJ from Edinburgh. Thanks, darling. And Ali, your wildlife cameras are epic. Thank you, darling. What's it, Karl? This is Phil, Bella, and Trace. 1, 2, 3. Karl, the wildlife photo was brilliant. Loved it. And so did our kitty Bella. Oh, bless. Your kitty was glued. Well, the funny thing was, if you, for those who saw it, we caught a couple of badgers, which was great. But I haven't caught badgers for the last 2 or 3 attempts, and I'm a little bit worried about it. They are fine because they wouldn't have gone anywhere too far, but I was a little bit worried about that I've not caught them. But we caught foxes. But I keep this one you saw. I got some great footage. Well, I didn't. I just put the camera there, and the camera got the footage. But of foxes going from side to side, and then I kind of moved it around and got some other locations, and all I keep getting is foxes' arses. Now, obviously, there will be some people out there who find that attractive. There has to be. I'm not one of them. So, because at one point it was cameras pointing, say, this way, and all I was getting was foxes walking away. So I was getting like fox's arse, and then a fox's arse again. So I thought, well, if a fox keeps moving down that at the same specific time in the day, if I turn the camera around, I'll get him walking that. I turned the camera around, and he decided to walk the other way, like a comedy show. So I still got fox's arse. Anyway, that's just the way it is. Katie, can you explain what it means when a crow comes to your window while you're on the loo? Does it mean anything? It's a pervy crow. It's a pervy crow. Ruth Ware, can't thank Jenny enough for all she's done over the lockdown. She gets hunts running again. This is from Ruth Ware, who was on both Saturday and last night's events at Accrington. We felt safe, had a cracking time both nights. Hashtag Simply Beth. Yeah, thanks, Ruth. That's absolutely fantastic. And do you know what? I mean, we asked a lot of people on how they felt, and there's a point that we can only do what we can do, but it's down to people like Ruth and everyone who was there to abide by it and not get upset if somebody wants a bit more space, and that's fine. Everyone's allowed that, because it's a strange time we've got, and I think I just think it's about respect, I guess. And everyone was so respectful to each other, and it was brilliant. And we caught some great stuff. We had lots of footsteps, lots of noises. Somebody caught a ghost on camera, which is fantastic. This is Laura S. You look great with your new haircut. How did it feel having it done after all the time? Do you know what? Well, I could have had a bit more off the top, to be fair, because it's still a bit it's still a bit there. So I'm constantly doing this, but it feels good. I don't like a huge load of hair ever. When I was younger, I did, because yes, back in the so the early 90s probably, I did have a ponytail. Not for long, so don't judge me. Not for long. Claire Welsh, how are you, darling? I hope you're well. Please could you wish my amazing husband Patrick a massive happy 30th birthday. Well, it's Patrick's birthday. Patrick was a good mate of mine, so was Claire. I've known him for a long time. Now, they got engaged on a most haunted event, and it was lovely. Happy birthday, mate. Have a great day. Have a really good day. Right. Oh, I'm pressing the wrong button there. Said the actress to the bishop. That's what Yvette said. Right. Fantastic glasses. Yeah, do you know what? These ones are actually my favourite, but they are actually falling apart. These ones are my favourite glasses of all time. I prefer these. But you know, it's got the dickheads back on. It doesn't take long just to hide them all, does it? I thought Jenny was on this. We just get rid of these dicks. Thanks, Mary. How are you? How are you? Yeah, we just remove those. Oh, we've got a lot of dicks on tonight. Oh, bless them. Bless a little cotton socks. Put a little cotton socks. Right. I'm just doing some deleting. Remove. These are the cowardly little dicks that, you know what they're like. They'll get bored. Hide user. There we go. That's better. Yeah, that's better. We'll get that. Just chill out with these. We'll get these dickheads off. It won't be hard. It's just, yeah, look at that. It's simple. It takes them longer to actually print anything. It doesn't mean to get rid of them. Yeah. So, what's your thoughts on the wildlife stuff? I mean, we do have. Like I said, we don't have deer. I've never seen a deer. I've certainly seen. Obviously, we've got foxes, as you've seen. You've got. Oh, bless you, Jenny. Thank you, darling. I think there's and it's strange because down the road that way, I should say, we've got quite a few deer, but it's not this far. Now the M6 is over that way, and as a lot of you heard on the thing, you could hear the M6 at some points, which is I mean, it can be a little bit annoying, but the camera was quite close to the M6, so that's probably why there's no deer. But there's everything else, and it's great. So, what else have we got? What else have we got? We got a lot of dickheads on, haven't we? There are a lot of dicks. Bless them. They clearly weren't suckled enough by their mother at an early age. Oh, bless them. Must be horrible to be like that. Really, really must be horrible. What do you only think your life is just that? Just sad. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. The one thing you guys don't acknowledge the dickheads. There's no point. There really is no point. If you acknowledge them or reply to them, it just that's actually quite good, Kimberly. Yeah, you just let the dickheads, I mean, yeah, they're clearly cowards and they haven't been suckled properly, and bless them. You just let them, you have to let them go. Oh, bless. Do you know what? It's funny because you got someone here who you can't really see it because it's not allowed on there, but it says, do you shag goats up there? That's clearly what they prefer to do themselves. And they're trying to put it on other people. How weird is that? How weird. Bless them. Bless them. Bless them all. Poor Jenny, she's got to work cut out. Yes, Ruth, they are cockwombles. And I have cappuccino. No, I don't. I'm lying. I have latte. Oh, fuck. Just spilled it. I had parts for latte. No, I haven't. That's on here. Right, there we go. How's that? How's that? How's that? Right, what else have we got? Is any of you guys watching the... do you know what? This is actually going a bit weird now. It's not letting me scroll up. So I'll have to probably go on. Oh, no, it is. It's working. Mary Richardson. Love you, Yvette, and all the team. Me and my dad watch you every night without fail. Would love a shout out. And can't wait to meet you someday at a live. Do you know what, Mary? A big shout out to you and your dad. Thanks for watching, because it's we do it for you guys, and if you the more you watch it, the more we'll do. Oh, hang on, what's that one? How do I step it? Chikhay? Beautiful name. Ignore them. I do. They think they're pissing me off. They're really pissing on the wrong fucking tree. I pity them, and that's, and I'm happy for them to give my pity. I really am. Yeah, there's clearly something not 100% correct going on, and they just need a bit of attention, a bit of burping. And to be honest, I would rather them be on here than, let's face it, trying to upset or hurt someone that is vulnerable, and they may actually do some damage to someone. So I'd rather them be on here, as I say, because it makes absolutely no difference to me. As I say, I just pity them. Jesse and Karl, they're not real people, they're a computer algorithm, spam bots. Some sad idiot sat in their basement pretended to be hundreds of different accounts. Yeah, probably right, James, but asked. I mean, the thing is, it takes us less time to fuck him off, to get rid of him, than it does for him to do it. So I think it's funny. I mean, bless. I mean, crying out loud. Maybe they just run out of special brew. Who knows? Hi, darling. Talk to us about your lovely wildlife in your and stuff. I haven't seen your video yet. Well, the Dawn, we put the these cameras up, and we've caught some really nice stuff. I mean, I have to say the next, I don't think the next one, but the one after and the one after that is basically, I could do a live version of Watership Down. I'm pretty sure I could. It's bizarre, but I'm sure I could. Don't swear, Karl, it's true. Do you know what? I won't. If you can't enjoy it, let me just do this actually, because I need to refresh that, because I can only read off of here. And it's oh crumbs, what's going on there? Oh, it's an advert. They've got adverts on this. Wow. Right, Louise Jones, I met Yvette. Oh, hang on, I met Yvette. You and Stuart, been on two most haunted ghost hunts, and they're the best. I've been on a few different ones, and you guys are amazing, and so is Jenny. Yeah, as I say, Jenny is brilliant. Yeah, without Jenny, oh, hello, New Zealand. Jenny is absolutely fantastic. She always has been, and she always will be. She's brilliant. Which is the best location in the south for a most haunted event? Most haunted experience. Do you know what? What is the best one down south? I have to say, it's not. Well, it is down south, but it's not. It's down south-ish from where I am. But SS Great Britain is brilliant. I love that ship. Absolutely love it. Right. So yeah, it's so if you get the chance when we're back up and running on that, you should really try and get down there, because we've had a lot of stuff. Have you ever been to Winchester? Yes. Yeah. When I was a cameraman, I used to do the carol service, film the carol service every year to Winchester Cathedral. But as far as paranormal stuff happens, yeah, I think it did. I'm sure we've been to Winchester at some point. We have to have been. I can't remember it, but we have. Kimberly, couldn't fault Saturday night at Accrington, Karl. I felt extremely safe and was bloody fab. Wife and I can't wait to book for the next one. Thanks, Kimberly. That was brilliant. I'm glad you two enjoyed it. We did have a bit of a laugh, didn't we? It was good fun. Will you come to Cornwall? Oh, definitely come to Cornwall. We'll be definitely coming to Cornwall. We certainly will. We haven't been to Staley Bridge, Staley Vegas. Yeah. Have we not? Will you go back to Wookie Hole? Yes, definitely. Yeah. All right. This is Kim. I love your wildlife stuff. Can't wait to see more. I'm an amateur wildlife photographer, and I'd love to sit in the woods where your cameras and see what. As I'm getting, you've yet to photograph a fox. Yeah, to be honest, I'm thinking of getting another one actually, and just sticking it on the island we've got a mill pond, because we've got our geese and all of that kind of stuff there. I kind of would like to stick one on there as well, just to see what that's like. I mean, it will be geese heavy, but I'm pretty sure there'll be other stuff going on there, and geese and ducks, obviously. Karl, can you give a shout out to my Mark hubby? Mark, I love him. He is my rock. Do you know, it's a lovely thing to say. Hello, Mark. How are you, mate? And well done for being a rock. And I'm pretty much sure if you were on here, you'd say the same about her. Brilliant. Please come to Beamish Museum. Yeah, do you know what? Someone mentioned Beamish Museum not long ago. And I haven't, we haven't, because we haven't started filming yet we're in the middle of filming, but we haven't restarted production yet on the next series. So hopefully we'll be starting to look into that. I'll get my researchers onto that. Wow. How do you feel about well, I know I'm just getting rid of that. I have no idea what it means. Karl, do you think ghosts fade with age? I think they fade with energy. I think it's one of those things, you know, that old story, if a tree falls in a wood and no one's there, does it make a sound? If a house is on its own in a wood and there are ghosts, no one will see it. That's a weird thing, because you think if you hear EVP or you hear wailing sounds when you're there, do those things happen when you're not there? But obviously you wouldn't hear them. Oh, I don't know. But I think it's energy. I think a lot of places, as we found, the more you go to these places and the more other people go, the more energy is expressed in the location by everyone. Even if it's just different film crews, or whether it's events, or whether it's just people going in to have a look. And I think that energy is what they feed off of. So I think there'll be more sightings. I think they may fade if there's not the energy, I guess. Not that. Oh, the camera, my phone was just about to die then, hang on. Let me just plug that in. Plug it not the right way, shall I? Silly sod. There we are. That's a bit better. Sorry about that. Mary Richardson, what's the most haunted place you've ever been to? Do you know what? I still think the most haunted with the amount of ghosts and paranormal activity has still got to be Mitchell and Priory, because stuff was happening over there all the time, just constantly all the time. We when we first went there for the pilot, we didn't know what to expect, so we kind of we didn't know what we were missing, if you know what I mean. But when we sort of came back to do the 100th episode, we had a bit more experience. We had 100 shows behind us, obviously, and that was great. We got more stuff, and I just think if they put lots of locked off cameras there just running 24/7, I think you catch some amazing stuff. I think probably the scariest has still got to be Standon Hall with the wheelchair and stuff. Mystic the Ginge, or the Ginge. Mystic the Ginge. Can you say hello to my daughter Daisy Watts? Hello, Daisy Watts. How are you, darling? I hope you're having a good day. What's my hang on. Apart from Elvis, who's your favourite band singer? I'm a huge Billy Fury fan. I've been for years, but Fats Domino as well. I had the absolute pleasure once of filming Fats when he came over here, and I remember there was this moment where it was lunch and all the camera guys had gone off for lunch to have a drink or whatever, and Fats Domino was sitting there at the piano, and I thought, you don't leave a room when Fats Domino is at a piano. You just don't. It's just wrong. And the sad thing is, before, obviously you had ways of recording everything in your back pocket, and I just sat there and listened, and he, for 20 odd minutes, he just tinkled away on the ivories, and it was just remarkable, and a lovely guy, absolutely lovely guy. So yeah, Billy Fury and Fats Domino. Love this chat. Last week's this is from Michael Head. Love this chats. Last weekend found abandoned house in the middle of Epping Forest. I'm going to find the courage to explore the house. Oh, get some photographs, Michael, because I'd love to know more about that. When we did the live there, I always recall calling it Epping Forest. At the time, she had every right to call it that as well, because we actually got lost at one point, and we didn't know where we were in the centre. But the weird thing was because it was on satellite, we didn't have cables, and so at this particular point, one of the rangers came out to find us because he was watching it on the television. And I said, "How the hell did you know where we were?" And he said, "I knew it from the pattern of the trees that was behind you." I mean, that is a man who knows his job, who can tell exactly where we are in Epping Forest, which is many billions and zillions and billions of acres. Okay, maybe not that much, but acres and acres and acres of woodland. And to me, every tree looks very much similar to the next one. But he knew where we were. Fourth time to Cornwall on the 25th. Any tips where to go? Ooh, do you know what? Haunted wise, Alexandra, or just go places? Yes, you're correct. That was the search for Dick Turpin. Because it was a... we never really wanted to label these things as Search for Dick Turpin, or I think Shakespeare in Love was one of the ones, the stupid names the channel gave them. But because we're about finding every ghost we possibly can, and I can't. It was wrong just to try and find one, because who says Dick Turpin's going to wander around Epping Forest? But there might have been lots of other things. So we never really liked the idea of labelling stuff, but the channel insisted on it, so they had their own way, wrong as it may be. So proud of the UK and how they handled the virus. This is John. Yeah, John, do you know what? I think, with the exception of the buffoons that were breaking every rule by demonstrating violently, and all those idiots that were on the beach creating havoc, other than that, I think most people and 98% of this population has done such a great job, and they're brilliant, absolutely brilliant, great people. It's horrible here in the States. What is it still? Is there still a lot going on in the States? I know. I mean, we only get the news that we're allowed to get. and we won't be getting the real news, and we get what people feed us. And let's face it, that's not always 100% true, is it? Do you miss filming most haunted? Oh God, Paul, yeah. Used to love the lives. The lives were really the lifeblood for us, because it was the real chance to be able to see, obviously, all the fans there and be in the audience, but for them to come along with us and experience what we experienced firsthand, and come along on the actual on the event, and just watch it, because quite often we do seances and stuff in the middle of the audience and invite audience members along. And we'd love to do more of that, but unfortunately, our British broadcasters, not all of them, but a lot of them are just weak, and they're very much into the American shows, and they're because let's face it, Channel 5 is owned by an American company now. All the UK TV stuff is owned by an American company, so everything they're going to do is very American orientated, and we're losing out in Britain. Our productions, we're being lost out with, and that's quite sad. And things like the lives we did, no one's ever done them similar, and nothing's ever worked like they did with us, and it was great. I absolutely loved it. I just loved it. This is Y2W00, obviously Woody, Y2 Woody. Y2 Woody, I think I've got that. I have big depression, and you, Stroke Most Haunted, have helped me. Thank you. Do you know what? Thank you for that, and keep fighting. Depression is a horrible, debilitating illness, and when that darkness comes upon you, it is horrible. But keep fighting it. Keep fighting it. And right, Rhubarb Eater Islander Terror was on telly today. Was it? Ooh. Eden Fourth, Karl, did you like? Well, I did. Thank you very much. I did. Thank you. I loved it. SOS de Argentina, no? I don't know. Yeah. Have you been to Shepler Mallet prison? Yes, we have been to Shepler Mallet. We've not filmed there. We've done events there, and it's it's a great place. We're at HMP this weekend. Karl, I'm booked for my first ever Most Haunted experience this is Nandy in January at HMP Shrewsbury with me and Stuart. Can't wait. Do you know what? Can't wait to see you. We're there this weekend, and I absolutely bursting to get there. It's I love HMP Shrewsbury. It's such a great place. It's one of those places that I don't think we've ever gone there and nothing's happened. There's always something happen there, and it's it's go to Culloden. What now, Denise? Now. I'm waiting for you to answer like it's on the phone. Would you do ghost hunting with again? Do you know what? It's funny you should say that. we're in some talks at the moment. So yeah, watch this space. Oh, okay, Denise. No, okay, sorry. I'll just be pedantic. Would you go back to Blackpool Tower? Yes, I'd love to go back to Blackpool Tower. Try and say that when you're drunk. Do I still have your 911? Yes. Yes. Which one are you talking about? It sounded bad. Yes. I thing is I collect cars, so I've got kind of a few sort of hanging about. But yes, the one you're probably talking about is I've still got my daily drive. I've got my daily 911 drive, which is what I've got outside, which is probably the one you're talking about, I'm assuming. Or is it the one I bought when I was with Yvette? And if that's the case, then no, I sold that because I bought Yvette a Mini Cooper, because you always wanted a Mini Cooper. So I bought her a Mini Cooper convertible, and I exchanged that for her because she wasn't happy with me having it anyway. So I waited for a while and bought another one. She's my Karl. Do you, Carl? Did you know Stan Laurel's ghost was seen at Laurel Hardy Museum at Ulverston? No, I didn't know that. Wow, wouldn't it be fantastic to see the Laurel Hardy's ghost? Or communicate with the Laurel. Wow, Stan Laurel. Wow, can you imagine that stuff he could tell you? God, wouldn't that be fantastic? Is Black Forest haunted in Germany? I depends what's gone on there. Oh, hello, Hazel. How are you, darling? Is Black Forest haunted in Germany? Yes, still the same answer. We're not sure. Might be an idea to go on, have a look on the internet, and it might show you. God, how many jars of Marmite have you gone since? I can't even count. At one point, I was putting Marmite on everything. I've had obviously Marmite cake. If I had a cheese sandwich, obviously it'd have Marmite in it. If I had a pizza, it'd have Marmite in it. Pasta, I'd stir a spoonful of Marmite in it. I am actually part Marmite. I'm part Marmite. Not the mite, just the I'm part Karl. Anyway, yeah. Have you ever investigated where you live, being in the area? Yes, we have. Weirdly enough, when we did the old hall in Sandbach with a celebrity whose name I can't quite remember. That's TV for you. Gabby Roslin was on that one, and the weird thing about it was when we were going there. It's the first time I'd ever been to Sandbach, and we drove past this house where we're living now, and we thought that was the old hall. So we all kind of piled in, came around the back, and then we realised it was somebody's house, and because it's kind of got this in and out drivey thing, and then it didn't have gates on it. So you could drive in and out. And so we kind of drove in and out thinking this was a house. And then, a couple of years later, we ended up buying the house we thought was that one, which was rather strange. What's the worst experience you've had on Most Haunted? Worst experience? As in haunting? I think scary has still got to be Standon Hall. Just watch it. And I do think, we've had stuff been thrown over, but watching a wheelchair come into frame when no one was there, that was scary as crap. But right, this is Emily. Please, can you say hi to my mum, Joanne? It would mean the world to me. Please, Carl. Of course I will, Emily. Hello, Joanne. How are you, darling? I'll have to both of you. Can you give some advice on what to book for my next hunt? This is from Louise Jones. With you guys she's been to Drakelow, Shrewsbury, been to the Liverpool Asylum. What would you advise for the next one? Crumbs. I don't know. I think because you've been to hospitals, you've been to prisons, and obviously the tunnel, which is a thing of its own. But I would try something completely different. Like a manor house or something that is completely different to what you've already been. Because I always think it's important to try and get that the differential between, because you go into a prison and you automatically just think in prison. Same with the hospital, which wrongly some people call an asylum, and it's not an asylum. They had a part there for mental health, but I think you talk about Minutian Park, which it's not an asylum, it's a hospital and an orphanage. But anyway, so I think and hospitals always conjure up the hospital thing. So it's kind of great if you can get into a manor house again. That kind of, it would be great to try that. I think. Amanda, Carl, did you watch Thunderbirds as a kid? I make the studio scale puppets. Do you really? Well, Amanda, yeah, of course I watched Thunderbirds. Thunderbirds was the Thunderbirds and Captain Scarlet were the mainstay of any kid around my area, down my manor. I used to love it. God, crumbs, fantastic stuff. I heard William got engaged. Yes, William has got engaged. So he's off the market now. to a lovely lady called Lucy, who's Lucy Walsh, and she came over from America. I told you this last time. She came over from America, had to do like 2 weeks of isolation before she was allowed to see him. And she's back in America now, and I think she's still in isolation. I'm not sure she's still in isolation back there, but we had a test and she's fine. But he's very happy, and I can't wait to get over them. It's really good because her father is the lead guitarist in the Eagles. So and it's funny because he got a phone call from him to chat about marrying his daughter, and must have been quite. It's funny because when you think with William, you bring up Joe 90 as well. Remember Joe 90, but what was I talking? Sorry, I'm just watching some other things come up there about the Alive, which I'll get to in a second. Bring him up as a kid, and then all of a sudden he's got this sort of he's got this amazing talent, as people out there who've heard him sing, and he can write songs like you wouldn't believe. I mean, my top 10 favourite songs of all time, 2 are his, and it's just remarkable, and hopefully that he'll do some great stuff. But anyway, both of them two, they're very much in love, and it's nice to see it. He needs it as well, because he's been through a rough old patch at times, and it's all good. Now, Ian, couldn't you broadcast live shows on YouTube? Might be worth a trial. We did a live on YouTube. We did one last Halloween, and depending on what happens this year, we may be doing another one. It'll be either on broadcast or it'll be on here. Stingray, Michael. Do you know what? I'd never hugely into Stingray. My mates were, but for some reason I wasn't. Hazel Armstrong on YouTube. Type in Yvette. Oh, that's when I proposed to Yvette. Yeah, that was live on telly. Welcome to Hotel California. Yeah. When you think that it's bizarre when you're talking to these people, you think it's one of the most iconic songs in the whole wide world ever. His father-in-law. Congratulations to your son. Yeah, he's going to do fine. He really will. Phil, Bella and Trace, 1, 2, 3. Karl, I would so love to go on a ghost hunt with you guys. Hopefully one day. I'm disabled and had heart surgery last year, so it's not easy for me to get about. You're brilliant. Thank you so much. And it would be lovely to get you on one, actually. Get hold of Jenny, and let's try and get a discussion going and see if we can sort something out for you. I'm sure we can sort something, depending on where it is, and but we'll try our hardest to get you on one, because it'll be a lot of fun. To get hold of Jenny, and Jenny's watching this now because she's doing a fantastic job. I mean, poor Jenny, she doesn't stop. She doesn't stop. If she does stop, the wheels of everything just come off. So if you get hold of Jenny, and she'll be fine. What's this? Oh, how weird is that? I've just got a text from Lucy then, just come up on my phone. How bizarre. Yeah, how bizarre. Lucy is, I have to say, she's this is William's fiance. She's one of these people who lights up a room when she comes in. I mean, she's hugely talented as a performer. She can, she can sing, she can play instruments. She's just remarkable. And as an actor, she's absolutely superb. She's been in quite a few things, and but she comes in and she gets our sense of humour, or we get her sense, whatever it is. We get each other's sense of humour very, very easily. So she's and I have to say, you always worry about people your kids are going to marry, but I couldn't ask for a better daughter-in-law, and I'm really proud that she's part of our family. Really proud, because she's a good kid. Vanessa Wilcox, Captain Scarlet, indestructible. This is the voice of the Mysterons. Phil, Bell and Trace. Wow, thank you so much, Karl. Yeah, if you go onto the the Most Haunted Experience webpage and just send an email in. Jenny will get it at some point, and then we can try and sort something out. Karl, we've just booked at Nunnington Hall for September. What's it like? Nunnington Hall is fantastic, Becky. It really is. We were there on the first night back in Accrington. We were the couple that were meant to be getting married, dude and Becky. Do you know what? This lockdown and coronavirus, I know it's caused so much hassle for people, and bless these guys. They were there on Saturday, and they were supposed to be getting married on that day. But obviously, it was all booked and had to be cancelled because of all the lockdown and everything. And so they shared it with us instead on Saturday. It was the first one back at Accrington, and I hope you had a good time. It was really lovely seeing you. You wouldn't mess with her, man. You would not mess with her, man. I tell you what, he'd give you one of those. I'm just joking. Nice bloke, really nice guy. Nunnington Hall was great. Brilliant place, absolutely superb. Had loads of activity at Nunnington Hall over the years. How's Lonely? Do you mean Lovely? Lovely Watson. Yeah, he's fine. He's. I think that the hot weather was bothering him a great deal because obviously he's a dog, so he doesn't know when to stop. And he'd try and lie outside right in the gaze of the sun, so you're constantly picking him up and bringing him in. But now he hates the rain, he hates water, so it's a nightmare to get him out for a walk. But he's bettering himself now with this. Trumpton and Candlewick Green. See, Bagpuss, I wasn't into Bagpuss, I have to say. But any people in America who know, these are the kids' programs that we had. Oh yeah, hang on a second. I can't. Jenny, can you just text it again? Because I can't come off of my phone. This will be obvious in a second. I can see the first line, Jenny. I'll explain that in a second. But Trumpton and Candlewick Green. What was it? Hugh, Barney McGrew, Cuthbert, Dibble, Grubb. Yes! But the weird thing was, I looked at, I used to have, because I'm of a certain age, I used to watch with Mother. And Astonishing Acrobat in Antarctic was a great, it was one of the episodes that they had of, what was it called? I remember Pogle's Wood, which is this weird little thing about little pogles, the tiny little things in the wood. And I have to say, I used to sit on my mum's knee, not sit on my mum. I've just been wrong in every way, shape or form. Anyway, when I was a kid, I used to sit on my mum's knee or next to my mum and watch this stuff. And the weird thing was I thought, do you know what? I actually want to go, I just want to go and relive it. And I found it on YouTube, Pogle's Wood. Just pick it up. just to have a look. And I'm not kidding you, how the hell anyone got away with it? I mean, this is a kid's show, and they're teaching kids. Obviously, the point of a kid's show is to teach kids how to behave. And all it is about keeping the woman in the kitchen and the bloke going out. Ma, I'm going out now. When I come back, you must make sure my dinner's on the table. And that's what they're teaching kids. I must have missed those ones because I can't remember anything like that when I was a kid. But crying out loud, you think, how sexist was it in those days? God, what they got away with. Anyway, this is from Ollie. Hoping to join you on an investigation soon. Hopefully someone in Northampton. Glad to see you on my screen again. Well, thank you very much. Thank you for spending the time with us, Ollie. I really appreciate it. Yeah, it'd be nice to see you too, one of us. I mean, I have to say, one of the big Stick of the Dump, brilliant. I used to do, as a cameraman, I did a thing called Mopper Top Shop. I don't know if anyone remembers that. And there was another one we did. Can't remember, but there was the puppet one. But Mopper Top Shop, and one of there was a mouse on there. And the guy who did all the puppetry for the mouse, he was the one who did Hartley Hare. Yeah, and I mean, crumbs. And he brought, because he owned the Hartley Hare puppet, so he actually brought Hartley Hare in to the studio once. And I've got my photograph. I've actually put it on social media at some point. And it it was just remarkable because out of all the people I've met, Hartley Hare was the one that was just the most remarkable. Great. I mean, from my childhood, I used to watch Hartley Hare. Right, this is Alan. Hi, Karl. I'm very lucky because I work in a supermarket and I'm still employed. But there's so many many good people have lost their jobs. Bless them. Do you know what, Alan? You're so true. There's lots of people who have lost work, and I think it's so sad to go through all of this and then not even have your job at the end of it. That's it, Pipkins. But at least you've still got your job, which is good. And I feel for anyone who's lost their job because that's the hardest thing, especially now because there'll be so many people looking for them. But let's hope they get something, or the government help. An old Blue Peter video popped up on my screen. This is from Comfort 1010 actually 8121. Of Yvette's for ordering a pancake. So funny. She has redeemed herself. Actually, I think she did it even live on social media with the pancake. She makes great pancakes. See, Yvette is a fantastic cook. She doesn't like cooking, and that's fine because I like cooking. So yeah, it's fine. It works well. But she's she did about a year or two ago. She did the pancakes again, but that one she did on Blue Peter is just epic. Mr. Ben, Rent a Ghost. Didn't they do a new Rent a Ghost? Love Grange Hill. The only thing with Grange Hill got me was I know they're trying to give a full gambit of everything that happens. But I remember watching Grange Hill, and I went to a really rough-ass school. I mean, it was horrible, my school. I absolutely hated every waking second of it. Teachers didn't even want to be there, let alone us. And yet, you'd never have got away with even half the stuff they got away with on Grange Hill talking to teachers the way they did. Just. What is yours and Yvette's favourite musical? This is MZ. We can't stand musicals. I'm just not. I can't. I like stage shows and stuff. That's fine, but I can't do musicals. I suppose. A Sound of Music probably is what would Yvette say, because she had it. She watched it over and over again on video when she was a kid. I suppose if I had to say one, probably Grease, because I remember when that came out. Grease is the word, is the word, is the word. Got feeling. I was lucky enough to go on the set of The Bill for media studies and watch them. I did a couple of Bill episodes. Yeah, do you know what? Isn't it weird? I actually got when I was putting all our when you finish a show, you don't send it to the channel. You send it to a library or a central place, and what they do is they upload all the footage into the system, and then from the system they go to the channel. That's how it works. So what you do is you send them a drive, and then when they send the drive back to you, you've still got your masters, or you've got an extra copy of masters, which is fine. Now, this particular instance, I sent my stuff down, I asked for the return of the drive, got the drive back, and for some strange reason, I had all my stuff, but I also had a full set of original Bill first series masters. And then they got on there, but there you go. Sent them back, obviously, because I don't particularly want them. But you love the original Annie with Tim Curry. Do you know what? I've never seen Annie. How bad is that? Never seen Annie. What's my favourite conspiracy theory? Do you know what, Molly? That's a really good one. I kind of think A Fun House with Pat Sharp. Now, Pat's lovely. I've known Pat for a long time. Yvette's obviously worked with him very closely, and he's a really lovely, lovely guy. I think moon landings for me. I find we've looked into a lot of that, and evidence would prove they just didn't do it. They couldn't have done it. They couldn't have done it. And I know lots of people go, "Oh, yeah, they did," but there's absolutely no evidence. There's more evidence of the fact they didn't do it than they did do it. And that for me is a great conspiracy theory, and I love it. I do love conspiracy theories. I really do. Have you heard of children's TV show Goosebumps? I've heard of it, never watched it. Ruth went now, Karl, careful. I tried to do a 1950s spooky effect then, and it didn't really work. God, if they didn't get to the moon, how did they film it, Karl? Good point. Absolutely. I mean, it's what I want to know is I want to talk to the bloke who set the cameras up there. You know, because the fact of getting one of those cameras up there first landed and ready and spot on, I mean, it'll be difficult to do it. It's difficult enough to do it at Wembley when you've got control of your surroundings, let alone on the bloody moon. But anyway, what am I to say? And I actually met Neil Armstrong when I was in Turkey doing it was the first ever World Air Games. And and I met him, and he was just rude and arrogant, absolutely rude and arrogant. And I thought, you know, from someone, he refused to ever talk about the moon. And if you look at all of the interviews, they're all very staid. But anyway, my favourite cartoonist, Michael, used to be Super Ted. Yeah. So you're younger than me, Michael. Simon, do you know what? Blue Peter, Simon Groom, a lovely pair of knockers. I have no idea. This is from Osborne. I remember Simon Groom singing Jailhouse Rock as an Elvis sort of impersonation thing. Just thought I'd throw that out there. James, get running. You've been told. What's the matter, James? What's happened? Louise Jones, right? Okay, Louise Jones. My daughter Megan Jones works in health. In a care home, 12-hour shifts, taking extra shifts so they've not had one case of COVID. They've all been tested, but I worry about all the time. Do you know what, Louise? Can you, from all of us, can you tell Megan, thank you, and as a heartfelt thank you from us all, because a lot of people, especially people in care homes, they don't get the thanks. You know, a lot of people who are more in the front line of things get thanks, and they deserve it. But please say thanks to Megan, because her care of people in care homes is so important, and the fact that she's doing all this hard work, you know, more power to you. Really, more power to her, and she'll be fine. Let's hope she's fine. What's the worst horror movie you've ever seen? Wow, that's a good. What's the worst horror movie I've ever seen? The problem is now is what I get. There seems to be this plethora of crap films being budgeted and funded, and not acted very well. And I'll never get it. There's a movie out there called The Haunted House of Horror. It's an old one, and the acting in it is so bloody. I mean, it's got Richard O'Sullivan, and he's a great actor, and his acting is superb. And it's got an American singer in there. Can't remember his name now; it's gone. But his acting stayed. And the thing is, that film would have had quite a bit of money behind it. It would needed to have had, and it's had some good actors in it. But some of the acting was just appalling. But yeah. Probably that's one of the worst acted. I still like the movie though, for some strange reason. I don't quite know why. Do I like James Bond? Not in a sexual way. Yeah, I do. I used to like James Bond a lot. I mean, Roger Moore was really my sort of era, I guess. But I think Daniel Craig is probably the best James Bond there's ever been. I think he encompassed everything really well. I just do. Cherry Falls, yeah. Do you know what, Kimberly? You're not bad. That is a pretty crap thing. But yeah, it's like the Child's Play ones. I think some people really slagged them off because the doll didn't look right, but I think it was eerie as crap. I mean, those dolls are wow. Oh, this is Lucy. Hang on now, Lucy. I've seen this a few times. Can you give my parents a shout out, please? The names are Shelley and Nick. Shelley and Nick. It would mean the world to them. Stay safe. I will do, Lucy. Shelley and Nick. Hello, guys. How are you? Yeah, stay safe. Who are your guys' best James Bond? I mean, the problem with yeah, the remake was rubbish. To be fair. But wasn't there one? Oh God, I'm just trying to think. There was a horror movie, and it was, I don't think it was zombie pigs, but it was like wild pigs in Chicago. Wild guinea pigs in Chicago, and they were going nuts. Oh no, that was it. Worst one ever. Zombievers. 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 Beavers. Zombievers. Almost as stupid as Justin Beavers. I don't know. I don't. I think it's on Netflix. If you've got Netflix, just go and but you've got to promise me one thing: you will watch the whole thing. You've got to watch the whole thing. There is a part of me that was watching that, eating my popcorn, just saying why. I mean, if you watch a Steven Seagal movie, there is a point that you go, I will never get this time back, because they are in my opinion, they're the worst movies ever. You know, you've got this huge, ridiculous looking human being who's an absolute arse, apparently, on set. And and you won't get it back. So, but you start, at least with that, you can turn them off. You can turn a Steven Seagal movie off and go, yeah, whatever. It's crap. And when you see anyone doing any movements that's clearly not him, but Zombievers is just remarkably bad. Please watch it. And that's your homework for this week, children. You have to watch Zombievers some way, somehow, and we should talk about it next week. I should give you a test on Zombievers next week. Yes, I will. What's my favourite comedian character? Oh my God, that's a good one. Comedian character. Do you mean favourite comedian or character? I know you probably said comedian character, you mean character. So do you mean someone like off of a sitcom? Just let me know if that's what you mean. Sharknado. No, that was really crap. The weird thing was, the Sharknado movies, is you always saw people at the absolute arse end of their career jumping on, being hired for it. It's like, when you watched it, you go, that guy used to be, or that girl used to be on 20 years ago, and then you have not seen them since, and they got that. I have to say, I'm a huge Lee Evans fan. Yeah, that's my. If comedians is, yeah, he's a great comedic actor as well, and I love the fact that he's just made his money and he's kind of just retired because he wants to be with his family. And there are like 50 Sharknado of them, but wasn't there one where wasn't there like a Sharknado mixed with a bloody octopus or something? I think I saw something like that, which would be. Kim's seen Zombievers. See, we got a Zombiever fan club going on here. I mean, there is one bit I can tell you where this is a. Basically, the idea is three girls. There's three girls go off to a remote cabin, of course, where there's no phone signal, of course, and they just bump into these man-eating beavers. That's the whole plot. And the thing is, they got it funded. That's what got me. They actually have got it funded. Someone actually went, yeah, I'll give you some money for that. Jim Roberts, 10 Rillington Place. Now, yeah, well, 10 Rillington Place is I've actually got, for those who don't know, 10 Rillington Place in John Reginald Halliday Christie was a mass murderer who he killed multiple people and buried them in his garden. And and under the floorboards in his house at 10 Rillington Place. He even he killed a child. Well, actually, let's get this right. He was never. He was convicted of killing a lady, this child's mother, but he was never convicted of killing the child. I don't think. But yeah, no, he wasn't. But this guy called Timothy Evans was there, and his wife was killed, and so was his young child. And it got Timothy Evans hanged for that crime, and he clearly didn't do it. It was Christie, and Christie actually was part of the prosecution and was witness against him. And that was one of the things that helped stop capital punishment in the UK. Now, I actually have to own a letter, the last letter ever written by Christie's wife before he killed her, and it was a letter to his mum. Watched this is Comfort 108121. Watched Lee Evans live. He was great. Well, I did. When I, funny enough, it was the same show that I met Fats Domino on, which I mentioned earlier. It was also the same show that I first met Paul O'Grady, and it was the first show that Lee Evans did his first TV appearance. And he was just such a lovely guy, really, really down to earth, lovely guy, and he deserves every single ounce of his success because he's just nice. Do you remember Arthur C. Clarke? Oh God, yeah. Do you know, we so wanted to do another an up-to-date version of it, going to see all the stuff he had done, and then with new techniques and new stuff, and to see if there was any difference with what he came up, which was brilliant. Louis Jones again. Karl, don't know if you remember, but last year when me and my fellow was at Shrewsbury Prison, we told you about Edward R. Ghost. Yes, I remember that very well. And your family did a funny video for Megan and ran around the room. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, Liam was lovely. And somebody mentioned Billy Connolly as well. Billy Connolly. Yvette is a huge Billy Connolly fan. And Roy Chubby Brown is from Ollie. Is such a nice guy. At stage, a lot of them are. They really are, especially the old school comedians. They are nice people. I mean, the big man is the best. Are you a fan of Buster Keaton? Yeah, I'm a huge fan of all the black and white stuff. The silent movie stuff, because Freddie Starr was desperate to come on Most Haunted, and we were going to have him on, but the psychic at the time didn't like it. Didn't want him on because he thought it'd be upstaged. So complained to the channel and the channel said no, he wasn't allowed to be on because of that. And then the psychic actually went and told Freddie Starr that it was down to Yvette and I. But as liars always get caught out, when we spoke to Freddie, we actually showed him the emails from us to the channel, which put everything in perspective for him. Billy Connolly was great in Columbo. Get Peter Kay on. Peter Kay's like, yeah, Peter Kay is a lovely, lovely guy. He's very nice man. My husband's met Chubby. I've never met Chubby Brown, but everyone says he's a really, really nice guy. What about the black and white? Yeah, the early Carry On movies. I love Carry On films. I mean, did you like Young Frankenstein? Yeah. Funny enough, Yvette got me onto Young Frankenstein more so than anything. Jason Manford is lovely. Yvette talks to him quite a bit actually. He's a nice guy. But I absolutely love the Carry On movies. Yvette and I both do. We've always had that connection over Carry On films because I just think they're hilarious. I mean, obviously now people go, you're not supposed to do that and see that. It's very sexist. Bugger off. It was a time and it was allowed then, and you don't do it now. But do you know what I mean? Just bizarre. Just enjoy it. But they're great. I love them. Have you heard the story of John Babcock Lee? Yes, I have. He was John Babcock Lee. Well, John Lee. They called him Babcock Lee because he was accused of murdering someone in Babbacombe. And when it came to his execution, they tested the drop. The drop worked. Stuck him on it, on the trapdoor, hooded him, noosed him, pulled the lever, and nothing happened. So they took him off, took the noose back off, did some more tests. It worked. Put him back on. Nothing happened. And this happened 3 times. It was such a horrific occurrence that even Queen Victoria herself got involved and said it should never ever have happened. That somebody should be put through that, more than once. Let's face it. You think you're going to die once, but 3 times. And some people were saying, "Oh, it was divine intervention." It wasn't. He clearly was the murderer of this elderly woman. So it wasn't divine intervention. But we did a load of research into it. And because a friend of mine owns the noose that was around his neck, and he and it was the priest, and basically there was a bowed piece of wood, and the priest worked out that if he stood on the wood, it was just enough for his weight to actually wedge the trapdoors so they wouldn't open. And so of course every time he sat on it, he stood on the wood and they wouldn't open. And then when they tested it, he stood off the wood, so they worked, and he did that 3 times. So John Lee was his sentence was he was commuted to life, but he served about 17 years, I think, and then had a comfortable life after that, just telling his story. And he ended up in, I think, America, where everyone lost track of him and no one knows what's happened after that. But it's a great story. But people even thought his name was lucky. So there was a couple of people who actually changed their name to John Lee, thinking that might help them, but it didn't. They were all hanged. Favourite Carry On movies? Mine's Carry On Camping. I love Carry On Camping. I kind of like the Carry On Doctor, Carry On Nurse. I like all the sort of the hospital ones, because Anita Harris is in one of them. And I acted with Anita Harris when I was a kid. She's a lovely lady. What's the one thing that annoys you most about Yvette? Biggest thing that annoys me about Yvette is that there's only one of her. So it means when she leaves the house, I can't be with her. And that is absolutely the truth. I know this sounds, you wouldn't believe it, but there's absolutely nothing that annoys me about Yvette. I mean, I'm lucky I got the perfect woman. I mean, I've always been punching above my weight, but she's a fantastic lady. And I actually mean it. There is nothing about her that annoys me. Nothing. Apart from the fact that if she's not here, if there's 2 of her, then I could have one here when the other one went out. Whatever. That's just me. I'm a lucky man. Do you think some people are naturally more sensitive to paranormal activity? I do, Leona. I really do. I think there's I think it's like everything. You know, some people are naturally gifted at sport. Some people are naturally gifted at maths. Somebody's naturally gifted at English. Somebody naturally gifted at whatever they do. And I just think it's something that some people are very luckily naturally gifted at paranormal or psychic ability, or sensitive ability, of a psychic sensitive nature. I have no idea. But yeah, I do think some people are more susceptible to it than others. But like everything else, some people are just more sensitive, and I think they get more. Blackbeard, did you see the plates of meat on that? Oh. If COVID-19 wasn't there, where would you be haunted? Do you know what? I don't actually know where we'd be. Now, Jenny knows that. I think we would have been somewhere Friday. I know we would still have been at Shrewsbury Saturday, because that was already booked, and that's still happening. Just a different, because it was supposed to be a sleepover. It's obviously not a sleepover now. There's less people there. Yeah, I like Abbott and Costello. Loved all there when they met Frankenstein and the Mummy and all of that lot. They're great. Would you have been at Ortal Hall? Oh, Jenny, that's why. See, Jenny knows everything. Ordsall Hall we would have been. Love Ordsall Hall. Great place. Lots of things happen in Ordsall Hall. Good place. Has a medium ever got you stumped? Never played cricket with one. No. I think saying that the only person who said anything, I suppose Brian Shepherd has said a couple of things to Yvette, not to me but to Yvette, that are unexplainable. And I think out of all the mediums we ever worked with, he was the only one that I can honestly say that gave me any pause for thought. The others, without doubt, I could tell exactly how they did it. It's simple. As I said, I told you before, I've got a £250,000 bounty. I've had it since 2005. For anyone, any psychic, to tell me one thing about my personal life that isn't on the internet. That's all they have to do. They can do it where they want, when they want, how they want. It's fine. And not one of them has done it. I mean, I've perpetuated a lot of myth of myself out there. And that's what they generally come up with, which kind of proves they're just reading the internet. But not one of them. And yeah, then you get them saying, well, we don't do it for the money. It just shows how selfish your initial thought process is. If you had £250,000, just think of the good you could do for charity. Don't think of yourself, what you would do with it. It's for charity, for crying out loud. But anyway, so that's me. Anyway, that's a psychic thing. Yes. What's the best famous person you've ever met? I suppose I have to. I say it's either got to be Frank Sinatra or Michael Jackson, I guess. Michael Jackson, I got to a point where I was friendly with Michael Jackson. I worked with him a lot, and he's a lovely guy, absolutely lovely bloke. And it was nice working with him. I got to chatting with him. It was lovely. And Frank Sinatra, wouldn't say we got friendly. I only worked with him once. That was at the Royal Albert Hall, and he was a nice guy, but you kind of he thought he was better than everyone else. Well, he probably was, to be fair. But yeah, probably Michael Jackson, I guess, or Johnny Depp. To be honest, I mean Johnny. I've worked with Johnny a few times. Just a lovely, lovely, lovely guy, and Brad Pitt was the same. But Johnny Depp just gave a lot of time to everyone, and he was really bloody nice, just really nice. Yeah. Conwy in North Wales. Amanda, I love Conwy because we used to go to Llandudno for our holidays, and I still go to Llandudno an awful lot because I love it, and that's not far from Conwy. Karl, I'm booking a live for me and my dad. Where's the best place to go in the West Midlands? This is Mary. I don't know. Jenny, you're listening. What's the best place in the West Midlands to go on a ghost hunt? Okay. Barbara Papa. I remember Barbara Papa. Jenny, where's the West Midlands? Oh, Dudley Castle's good. Would Shrewsbury Prison be... If Shrewsbury Prison is in that West Midlands catchment, I'll go Shrewsbury Prison. Brilliant. Oh, of course, Drakelow Tunnels can be in there. So that's West Midlands. Drakelow Tunnels is good. Wrap up warm because it's freezing in there. Enough to freeze the balls on a brass monkey. Now, do you know where that saying comes from? Does anyone know? Tell me what freeze the balls on. What's my take on Johnny Depp? Right. See if anyone knows what freeze the balls on a brass monkey means. But anyway, the thing is with the Johnny Depp case is obviously none of us are there, so none of us know. However, I think it's very unfair that one person can make an accusation, and it. And I'm not being sexist here, but any girl can make an accusation about a guy, and he's damned straight away. And I think that's unfair, absolutely unfair, because you need proof. Yes, if he goes to court and somebody's found guilty, then fair enough, do what you need to do. But they lost. He lost a Disney gig. He's lost other stuff, and it's only fortunately some of the people who believed in him didn't, and as it seems that, he's the one who was being abused. And I think it's horrible that this can come out, and this is the damage that bloody social media, and that's why I came off of it, and I had the best week ever of not being on social media. I really did. And I'm not going to be on it that much. I will come on it every now and then and come off of it again, because I think it's poison that somebody can just make an accusation on someone, and everyone else jumps on it. These idiots who don't know the person, don't know the situation, they just jump on it. And as a man, it's very difficult to defend yourself. If a woman says, "Oh, he hit me," and let's face it, if we're all being completely honest, if a man says, "No, I didn't," a lot of the women will go, "Well, of course you'd say that." Yeah, but no, I didn't. and I think it's very sad that can happen. I know I'm not all women, obviously. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying some women. And because you can't defend yourself, but it has to go to court. It has to be proven, either way. And someone's put, and that is gender equality. Absolutely correct. It's the same as, we were talking about this before, that I remember at school years ago, there was a female teacher who was in her 40s, and she had an affair with a 14-year-old boy. And all she was fired from a job for gross misconduct. That was it. If that had been reversed, and that was a 40-year-old man and a 14-year-old girl, he would be in prison. And that's not right. That is absolutely not right. We need equality, and I'm a huge advocate of equality across every boundary there is. I think everyone should be equal, regardless race, colour, creed, gender, whatever. We're all equal. We're all bones under this facade anyway. But we need, if you want equality, we have to have equality, and that the internet should not be allowed to have people damning people, making them lose their jobs, lose their work. And I mean, fortunately, Johnny was intelligent enough and big enough not to comment. He just let it go, and and you've got to remember on Twitter and stuff, it's 4.4% of the bloody population on social media. Who gives a crap what 4.4% of the population think, when you've got over 95% don't even care or haven't commented on it, and yet everyone goes on what happens in on Twitter, and that's why I came off of it, and that's why I'm literally staying off it. I'm probably going to get rid of my Twitter account anyway, because I think Twitter is poison. But I'll probably keep the my Instagram, because that seems a little bit nicer. Anyway, I'll get off my high horse there. But anyway, that's my take on the Johnny Depp thing. And I've worked with Johnny a bit. I don't know him. We're not mates. But he just doesn't seem the type. I know that's easy. Serial killers don't seem the type. But anyway. Right, don't leave Instagram. No, I'm not Hazel. I'll keep Instagram, but I'm just not going to keep. How's our gorgeous Glenn Hunt doing? I don't know. No, he's fine. I only saw him the other day. He's fine. I'm just going to put this in the microwave because it's gone cold. Now, that's not supposed to come off of the microwave, is it? No. So, I think I've got something in the microwave, and I'm not sure if I can open the door. Right, this is Craig. Hi, Karl. When it comes to you have a choice to haunt somewhere, where would it be? Yeah, nice one. Andrew Brown, do you do housework? Yeah, of course I do. Why wouldn't I? I live in the house. I'm part of what makes it unclean. Of course I do the housework. I know it sounds like we all, but we do share everything that we kind of do. That sounds like a utopia, but it is. I don't. It doesn't bother me. I mean, we also have a cleaner as well, which helps. But everything else, ironing and stuff. I love ironing. Ironing doesn't bother me. So we take turns in doing that. Anyway, the last thing we want to hear about is our domestic issues, or or none thereof. Excuse me, I'm just seeing if I can get that out by using this. Yeah. Right. Don't tell me you nuke your hot drinks. Yes, I do. I nuke many things. Ironing is the worst. Would rather be cleaning a shitty. Really? Oh God, ironing doesn't bother me at all. I find it therapeutic. I really do. I mean, to be fair, you should never be cleaning a shitty bog anyway. I mean, if someone's been in there and creates a mess, don't they clean it up themselves? I thought that would be what we told our kids to do. What's the best ghost interaction you've ever had? Do you know what? It's a good question. I don't know. It's not really an interaction, I guess. But one of the best things we got was I still think the EVP we got at the Birmingham lockup was fantastic. Oh, I think that's my daughter. Oh, Mary's just come in.
Hi.
You right, Gorge?
Yeah, good. Who are you talking to?
I'm just talking to Gran. Just doing witch stuff.
Oh, hello.
We're just talking about you, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just showed you pictures of when you were a kid.
When I was a tiny baby.
Yeah.
Tiny.
Seen this? Probably won't be able to hear this. Seen this? Probably won't be able to hear this. Hang on, here's this. Sorry, you get a lot of feedback there because it's a time delay both. But that's Mary when she was a little one, actually on the phone to her nan.
Oh, am I going, hi, Nanny?
You were just talking gibberish, but then again, we got used to that over the years.
No.
Yeah, that's what you do.
Oh, fair enough. And I'm hoping everybody's saying hello and being nice.
No, they're not. They're saying, well, virgin is shit. Don't know. Mary sounds like her mum.
Even as a child.
Stop embarrassing Karl. Look, Denise, I have to embarrass her. I'm her father.
That's very true.
We love Mary. Yeah, well.
Yay,
you know.
I love you guys too. Hello. Okay, I'm going to show them what I'm wearing.
Oh, God, Bennett, really? What the fuck are you wearing?
It's a bear onesie. I'm wearing my bear onesie.
Have you gone back in time 10 years?
Yeah. Yeah. It has little ears.
You do sound like your mum, apparently.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, see, John's got it. It's every dad's right to tease.
That's very true. It's very, very true.
It is.
He's been teasing me relentlessly.
You deserve being teased.
Never.
Hang on, let me just see if I can get a...
If you want to mute that bit.
Can I mute that bit?
Yeah. If
Oh,
you go onto the main bit, then you press on
of course, I can mute that.
Then,
Now,
there you go.
let me just see if... I'm going to put this up and see if you can watch this. I just think this is... Come on, right. Now, this is Mary when she was a tiny little... When we wanted her. Right, hang on, let me just turn this around. Now, right now, that's Mary when she was a little baby in our kitchen in our other house. Now, just listen, she's talking to her nanny, and obviously we're filming it, but just listen to this.
Yeah. And to Dodo. Here you go. Yes. If I say Tutu.
How fat my arms are.
baby in the cat. I'm just baby.
How cute is that? How cute is that?
That's not me.
That was when we wanted her.
No, you want me now. You want me now. You want me now.
Move that out of the way and put that back in there. So you were cute once.
I was cute. Oh, but my arms were fat. Jesus, that's not even like a small chubby arm. That was like a really fat arm.
You're a baby. How the flip can you be going on going, oh, yeah, my arms are
That's
fat when
actually
I
true. I was
kid."
like a toddler. I was like, how old was I there?
About 18.
It was last week.
You matured late.
I will leave you to your chat, and I hope people enjoyed it.
See, Hazel Armstrong says she's cute now.
Aww. Oh, thank you. Is it my ears?
Yeah, that'll be it.
Do you want to?
What?
I could put the hood over you,
No thanks.
and it would look
No,
like you've
thanks.
got ears.
No, it's
Let's
fine.
see if we just go.
What was that? Hang on. What was that? Right. Karl Cannibals usually been stored on a tray called. Yeah, you got that. Come on, Kate. You must have got that from the internet. Please tell me you did. I thought I was the only one who knew that.
I gasp. Right. Have fun. I love you.
Be gone, woman.
And I love you guys. Goodbye.
Be gone. Well, I'm going actually next. It's past.
Ooh.
It's past. Right, guys. I've got to go. Carl, do you like Jackie Chan movies? Yeah. Do you know what? I think Jackie Chan is a lovely guy. Never met him properly, but I spoke to him on the phone once, and I filmed him when we did TFI Friday with Chris Evans. So I used to be a cameraman on that, which was a lot of fun. Anyway, love you guys loads. Thank you so much for coming on here, and I'll see you next week. As I said, I'm going to try and put another one of the wildlife ones up next week if I can, and then keep those running because there's lots of them. But anyway, love you guys, and thank you so very much. Bye bye.